Alright, Shalom, Shalom, giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the house of David is rising. Alright, back at you with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Now, this is going to be going to follow on from the video I did yesterday. Apostle Paul, a high-level prophet, an original Stoic. Now, all I had to do was tap in two words relating to that word there, Stoic. Endure, right? How many come up? 29 times in 28 verses. Endure. There's a lot you can choose from, like regarding that word Stoic. Endure. Another one is contrite. You got long suffering. You got patience, because you ain't going to find that word in the Bible, but you got other words coinciding, relating to the word Stoic, and I just wanted to check the word, what it meant, the word Stoic. And we know the original Stoics were the prophets. The original Stoics on the planet are the prophets, man. Point blank, period. So they got I tapped in Stoic philosophy, because they think they're you know, I mean, you got some among them, the modern day ones, who insist that they go out and live off the earth, live in tents and what they call them, travelers today, gypsies. Tyson Fury and Billy Joe Saunders from the gypsy world, that live in caravans and nomads, modern day nomads. They class themselves as being Stoic, and they are to a certain extent. But the original man, them, the original man, Stoic man, them was a prophet. All of them. So Stoic philosophy: wisdom, courage, justice, temperance. You got other words here. All these words are in the Bible. All these words there. So there's other words that you can look up regarding the word Stoic. Stoic. Temperance is in the Bible. Justice, courage, wisdom, all in the Bible. You're gonna get truth when you look up, you know, some of the, you know, even a broken clock is right twice a day. So you got the Stoic training. I'll check that out. And what you're gonna get if you go to training, you're gonna get E, special forces and all kind of things, you know, regarding, you see, he's a carnal man, innit? So he's about gadgets, he's about they got their super soldiers tablets and all that things that they show you, and they hide it in plain sight. Training. So you got Stoic training you can do, but that's relating to the army. And as I always say, we got the best trainer, best teacher, the original Stoics are the prophets, aka Yahweh, Yahushai, Apostle Paul, King David, Elijah, Elisha, Samson, Gideon, Joshua, the original Stoics, man. They was taught by the prophets, Yahweh, Yahushai. They was taught, and they was given a lot of tasks to undergo. We're gonna get through some of these. We're gonna get through one and two. Just give examples. Things are popping off, man. But you know, all this here, what I see this, I'm challenging myself, lifting up rising my vibration, preparing whom it may concern what is about to come in the earth. Jacob's trouble, Jeremiah 30:7. Jacob's trouble. This is all preparing us, man. So these are what I call these are my drills, my mental drills. I do my training, you know, which is just a training that I'm just been doing. I like my training. That's what I've always been into that. Now I'm training because we know we're gonna get new bodies. We don't have to go overly extreme, but it's in me to do it. and it does prepare me, and it does help me. It makes me feel better. It builds your confidence. It gets you more to be more sharp. Even if you train your bodily functions, scripture says that a little bodily training is beneficial, man. But spiritual training is beneficial to all things. So bodily training it helps you with your confidence, your stamina. It's a painkiller. People don't realize that. Yeah, when you release those endorphins to the brain, it's a pain. It eases pain. Dopamine, endorphins, adrenaline. You get an adrenaline rush. So stoic training builds your stamina. It gets me on to be on time when it comes to camp. It makes me not to feel sluggish in myself, in my body, mentally and physically. There's a lot of benefits, man. All you got to do is look up the benefits of some people they do circuit training, some people they do aerobics. But I got my own little routine that I do. Benefits of brisk jogging, brisk walking and jogging. You just look it up, check it out. It's benefited me. But the idea of this video came from looking at Apostle Paul. Apostle Paul's run in his lifetime, and there's others we could look at too. Gideon, the so-called minor prophets, all of them they were stoic, man. So stoic, I just put stoic meaning in Google. A person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings, poker face they call that, or complaining. Yep. You can't complain, mate. If you go in the gym, if you're in any kind of combat sports, you got men that's been in boxing, right, and they've been sparring, or they've been in the fight, the real fight, professional fight, and their arms are coming out of their sockets. There's examples. Danny Williams, I remember him in the 90s. He was fighting, and he was falling behind. His arm came out his socket. Actually, he was even Stevens. It was an even playing field, but his arm came out the socket, and he realised if he leaves it too long, he's gonna lose because his arm was out his socket. Danny Williams is up there on YouTube in the 90s, and so what he realised was that, and he was a man. There was people saying this is the next Tyson, the runner-up. He's gonna beat Tyson, but I think his injury made him in the long run made him have to retire. But his arm had a problem with his socket. His shoulder coming out his socket, but he used his other arm, and he knocked the guy out just in time. It was a desperate act of desperation, or the adrenaline kicked in. Fight or flight syndrome kicked in, and there was an adrenaline rush, and he realized, I got to knock this guy out with my other arm, and he knocked him out with his other arm, and he won the fight with one arm. And that was a stoic move, right? That was a nice one. Their feelings of without complaining, and at the end of the fight, he couldn't complain. He wasn't complaining, man. You know, you got to do what you got to do. Member of an ancient philosophical school of Stoicism, another term for stoics, stoical, or belonging to a stoic or their school of philosophy. And that was Danny Williams, man. I was watching that fight. I remember that fight in the 90s. Knocked the man out, beat the guy with one arm. Yeah, never complain or explain. That's one of the philosophies in the art of combat. A man who's in trouble for whatever reason, at the end of the fight, if he's got to take it on the chin because of his arm came out or something happened, they say never complain or explain. You just have to suck it up. But sometimes fight or flight might kick in, and you end up beating the guy anyway. As with the case of Danny Williams in that fight in the 90s. That was a typical case of fight or flight, and that was stoic. That was a stoic thing to happen. They suck up. They don't feel pain, or you feel pain, but you just don't acknowledge the pain. You feel it, but you shut your mind out. Yeah? Hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. A person who can endure pain or hardship without showing their feelings or complaining. Right. That's the meaning there. We've got some more we looked at. Stoic synonyms: aloof, apathetic, detached. You got to detach yourself from your body, man. It's almost mind over matter. And there was another stoic person you may have heard of, Bruce Lee. Very, very stoic, mentally strong he was. And you know, you can have a physically strong body, but if that, you can, once you got mental strength, that's like on another level. So Bruce Lee was known as the little dragon. That he had that combat fierceness about him, that stoicness about him. Yeah, you got other modern day dragons today. Um, what's his name? Israel Alexander, if I'm pronouncing it right. Israel Alexander. He's known as the Black Dragon. Stoic with us, because this just a lot to do with being mentally strong. Stoic, detaching yourself, as it says there. Impassive, undomitable, long-suffering, matter-of-fact, sober, aloof, just ignoring any kind of pain or any challenge, just going through it like a brick wall. Yeah. Israel Alexander, and it's interesting that he's got a name Israel. Jacob is the former of all things. And yeah, Bruce Lee was also a Jake. Through the spirit, you can see he was a Jake. The mindset and the physicality about him, you know. And Jacob is the former of all things. He was highly intelligent person. Although what let him down was that he was dealing with the left-hand side. We know all about the left-hand side. It was about to do with the occult, and so they took him out. He was definitely a rebel. He had a rebel mindset, Bruce Lee. So talking about stoic, he was a stoic at the typical sense of the word. But again, I say again, the original Stoics. You can't top the prophets. You can't beat the prophets when it comes to being a stoic. And we're gonna bring out some scriptures. Let's just hit this one as well, because there's some nice points in here too. Being a stoic, philosopher of the school founded by Zeno. We want the point in here from the Stata Porch, specifically Stoa Pocata. Right, it says here the meaning. See, Stoa, meaning person who represses feelings or, here's the point here, feelings or endures patiently, right. Adaptive is recorded from the that's it. Repressing feelings. That's it. Sense compare. That's a stoic, man. Stoic person. Repressing your feelings and not detaching yourself from the body, your mind, your pain, your nerves. You just shut yourself out. And you got people that do that, man. Another guy, what's his name? Usyk. He had a stoic mindset. His approach to being a fighter, you can turn it on and you can switch it off at any time. That stoic mindset. And when he's training, he puts himself in a stoic mindset. He goes and sleeps up in the woods, lives out there in ranches, sleeps on boards, wooden boards, shutting himself away from the material world. So that you know, a person who's naturally a stoic, and you can't just be a stoic, it's usually got to be in you. Although you may get some people that have a sense of it, like what's that guy, Jacob Rothschild, you know. But I mean, them man, they got money, so they, you know, I mean, I wouldn't say they're not all in. Anytime they want, they can just be in a nice yard and just, they know they can bail out at any time. But when you know you have no choice, man, that's and even some of them boxers, man, they can bail out any time, man. They know they can go back to their creature comforts. But the original Stoics, oh, don't forget, man, like John the Revelator too, man. Live up in the Isle of Patmos too. Yeah, man. Don't forget them, man. We're giving them their credit, you know what I'm saying? We're giving them, man, their credit. The original Stoics, because they don't get What they do, they're going to get their reward, they're going to get their crowns, but enough of us don't acknowledge them. So yes, that's the original Stoic. You only give the people that don't deserve it credit, like, you know, Rothschild out of jail. Fuck them, man. Fuck them. Fuck them. They come out and do their little fucking lectures and say, yeah, it's terrible about the world and what they do to the animals, and they're part of it. They're part of the agenda. So fuck them. It's all a big show for them. Big games. Everything's a game. But when we get them in shackles, we're gonna show them who the original Stoics were, man. A little bit more. This ain't gonna be no long drawn out thing. I wanted to just go into this because I said I was gonna do a part 2 to the Apostle Paul, my video I done yesterday. Apostle Paul, high level prophet. We're giving him his credit where it's due. High level prophet and the original Stoic. Some more little catchphrases here. Then we're going to get to the scriptures. Stoic life advice. Take it as a pinch of salt, or take it or leave it alone. Like I say, even a broken clock is right twice a day. 8 life lessons from the Stoics. Focus on what you can change and don't worry about the things you can't. I agree. Treat every problem as an opportunity. Yeah, treat every problem as a challenge or an opportunity. I'm doing that right now. Right? People know your issues. You got issues, man. Brothers, we suffering. Remember, we come from. We come from hard, troubled times. Post-traumatic slave syndrome is a serious word. Trauma, that's a real word. We're Stoics, man. At heart. And we can't just switch it on and off anytime we want. We ain't got money like them Rothschilds. We have no choice. We have to endure. You understand? And if you don't endure, you're gonna end up like them man that they're getting dropped left, right, and center. Those celebrities. The last one was what was her name? Rapper. One of the female rappers. Gangsta Boo. You know, some people saying all kinds of things are coming up, but some people saying she was promoting the dragon juice. I wouldn't be surprised. So if you want to try and get a door, a way out, an easy way out, you're going to end up dead anyway. You're going to end up kicking the bucket anyway. They're going to take you out by a hook or by a screw. You're going to have 3 minutes of fame, then you're going to be out of there. Gangsta Boo and all these others, Pop Smoke and all them other rappers and celebrities that got taken out. You know, promoting the dragon juice, and a lot of them had to take it anyway, so they ain't got long left, even if they're still around. There's a whole load of them. There's a whole list of them. We could do a video on all the people that kicked the bucket in 2022. You understand? There's a whole load of them. Appreciating what you have. Bad things happen. Don't be surprised. Be prepared. Don't fear death. Right, you know, you're telling me the prophets don't get the gold for that gold medal? They're gonna get better than gold medal. They're gonna get the crowns anyway, because they didn't fear death. All of them, none of them. It talks about that in Hebrews 11. Some of them never even saw the fulfillment of their promises, but they're gonna get it anyway. Yeah. A lot of them are back here doing what they was doing. All right, a lot of them are back here. Some of them Revelation 6, asking for justice up there in the heavens, man. When you're going to avenge the blood that was spilled. The case of Abel, the original Stoic, Abel who was slayed by his brother Cain. There's too much to mention. Yeah. So bad things happen. Don't be surprised. Be prepared. Don't fear death. Use it to give your life value. Maintain perspectives. And see bigger pictures, yeah. Visionaries, man. Visionaries. Let's get to the blue letter. So let's just give you an idea how they have some of the Stoic life advice. And you can take what you want to take and use it for yourself, what you might find beneficial. But we're going to take the blue letter. We're going to go into the blue letter and we're going to see what the scriptures say. All I did, I tapped in the word endure, contrite. We're going to look at some of these precepts and go into Yaharatazar guy in some of these words, man. Yeah. Contrite, how many of them there? 5 times in 4 verses. And some of the words here, like this is just like me. I'm doing my little workout right now, my drills, my mental exercise. And endure, you got holy prescriptions there. Right, let's start with this one here. Endure. And you know, when you think about endure, you know James comes up. You got Job comes up multiple times. Job, the whole book of Job, man. He was rewarded for his endurance. He was rewarded double, losing his family, his livelihood, his stock, but he endured and he was rewarded. Here's this beautiful life story of Job. Again, another Stoic, an original Stoic. James chapters 5 and 11 says, Behold, we count them happy. Sometimes you get a bit, you got to learn to take your time. That's part of being Stoic too, knowing to reflect, to be in the moment, not rushing ahead, not being presumptuous, not lagging behind, not being slothful, but just being in the moment, on point. That's part of having a Stoic mind too, being in the moment and sucking it up where you need to do. Behold, we count them happy which endure. We have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful, of a tender mercy. I've got to take my time and read that again. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Yea, have you heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. So we're going to go in on this one here, man. Lord willing, it ain't going to be no long video. We're just going to hit the bullet points just to make the point and keep it moving. So we know about the reputation of Job. We know the reputation of his endurance, his Stoic mindset. Looking at the word endure.
Strong's G 5278. Hupamano.
I'm going to try and pronounce it hupameno. It says there in the Hebrew word there, root word etymology, hupameno. Right? Endure, online biblical usage, to remain, to tarry behind, to tarry, which means that regardless of what happens, you just keep going. To remain, abide, not recede or flee. Hold on in there, you know, until the bell rings. Because you know, you got some in the field of boxing, you got some people that say, look, I was behind but I just wanted to finish, man. You know, the recent fight, just the recent fight with what's his name, his mind slips me. I know his name. I watched the fight the other day, Javonte Davis, and he was fighting Hector, and the Hector was one tough cookie. He was knocking him up, smacking him up, licking him up, body punching, jabbing him up, and the guy and he nearly knocked him out in the 8th round. The guy looked so tough. He had that sturdy look about him. He was poker face, and in the 9th round, he said, "That's enough. I can't come out." So Deontay Wilder TKO'd Hector Garcia. He TKO'd him. He quit on the stool in the 9th round. He clapped him up in the 8th, and then Hector Garcia quit on his stool in the 9th. He said, "Nah, man," because he felt the force. He felt the force of Javonte Davis. That Javonte Davis, he doesn't look as much as good as he is, but he's more savvy and more clever than he looks. He has more power than what you might think, and he was picking up the pace. He was getting stronger throughout the fight, not weaker. Now that is a sign of a good fighter. So, but someone who's not a good fighter will quit. A good fighter, whether you're elite or not, you show how good you are by just not quitting point blank, period. You know, in this fight we have today, so that you can understand, the elect ain't gonna quit. The spirit is on them not to quit. Following on from all the other prophets, they're back here again, doing what they was doing back then, being stoic and persevering under misfortunes and trials, as we're reading here, to hold fast to one's faith in your Mashiach, to endure, bear bravely, calmly, ill treatments. Now is that not the spirit right there? I'll read that again. Now we just looked at what Google said. Now this hits it right on the nail. Right, a stoic person is what do they do? To endure bravely, to endure, bear bravely and calmly ill treatments, suffering injustices, suffering wrongs, man, suffering wrongly, and keeping on going. That was the word we just looked at, endure. Job was a beautiful example, right? Job was a beautiful example. We looked at the word Job, endure, and let's read it again. I don't want to make this video too long. I think we've really hit the point already now. Alright, let's go to the subheading. Misuse of riches now. Well, we really want this. I'll read it again. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and tender in mercy. Right. So he was blessed double for all the things he lost because he showed endurance, Job. And you've got him here now as the poster child. You can say Job is a poster child for endurance, man, and including all the other prophets. Job is up there. Job is up there too, man. Credit due. So we just looked at the word endure. I want to look at this word here now, the contrite. One of the elders brought this word up, and I said, oh, okay, let's see, because I'm just, you can just listen to brothers doing their videos, and you can, if you can't come up with a video, or you can't which nowadays you can do videos, there's things coming left, right and center. There, you know, prophecies hit coming out left, right and center, man. The kitchen sink, you got videos hitting you left, right and center. But sometimes you might get a video from an idea you get from a brother doing a video, man, one of your elders or your brothers, anyway. And this word, he brought out the word contrite, Isaiah 66:2, and I'm going to read that, and then I'm going to look up that word. These are words where you can, because you won't find the word stoic in the Bible, but these are the words, they coincide, they actually mean stoic. They're just phrased biblically. They're biblical phrases of the word stoic, because you won't find stoic in the Bible. But let's read this. Isaiah 66:2 says, for all those things with mine hand, I'm going to read from the top. Thus saith the Lord, the heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool. Where is the house that ye build unto me, and where is the place of my rest? For all those things have mine hand made, and all those things have been, saith the Lord. But to this man I will look, even to him that is poor and of a contrite spirit, and trembleth at my word. Right. Scriptures come to mind when you read that. Seeking the Most High with fear and trembling at his word. Right. But I to this man I will look, even to him that is poor. Right. Job's the example again, and all the prophets, and have a contrite spirit, and all the prophets had a contrite spirit. Let's go in on this. Just hit the ball out the park. We looked at the other word, endure. Now this is going to hit the ball out the park. Contrite spirit. All the prophets had the contrite spirit. Poor and are poor. Let's look at the word poor first.
Strong's H 6041. Ani.
Alright. Ani. I saw a brother do this. Let me
Strong's H 6041. Ani.
Ani. Right. Poor. Yeah. See? Again, the word stoic comes to my mind. Poor, afflicted, humble, wrecked. Apostle Paul, we went through that in 2 Corinthians 11 and 24. He was shipwrecked, suffered beatings, scourgings, disloyal brethren, robbers. He had to deal with all these kind of challenges, and he rose above them. That is again, that's why I was giving him the credit he deserves, man. He's going to get the crowns too anyway. So nothing that you do regarding serving the Most High goes unnoticed. You get rewarded. So he's up there. Apostle Paul, he suffered shipwreck and all these things, man, he had to go through, right? And in poverty, poor, needy, poor and weaknesses, times of scourging, and being imprisoned and all those things. Afflicted, humble, lowly, and those things keep your feet on the ground going through those things. So it was all a refining process anyway, and we're being refined right now for what is about to, or what is already hit the earth. We're being trained for that. I just approach it like it's a training. Yeah, when you go through these things and you're contrite. Now we're going to look at the word contrite. Stricken, smitten, right? So if you're going to look for the word stoic, you're going to find the word stoic under these terms here: contrite, long suffering, patience. Those are all related to being a stoic person. Poor, as we're looking at now. Stricken, smitten, and we're being refined, feeling all those being in those situations, going through those situations. The Most High is counting us, Yahweh Ratazar, Abba Ratazar, counting us worthy, just like how he felt about Job. So I think I really hit the ball out of the park. I mean, Lord willing, it was edifying to you, Akim. Oh, we got another one here, man. We looked at this word here. Let's read these ones off as well. Psalm 51 and 7 says, 17, the sacrifice of God are a broken spirit, a broken and contrite heart, O God, thou wilt not despise. The word contrite. Psalm Isaiah 57 and 15, for thus saith the Lord, let me settle down, let this one marinate. Isaiah 57 and 15, for thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy, dwell in the high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. I took my time. Let that one marinate. Let that one go in. Take your time with that. That's blessed. I've got to read that again. Yeah, for all you that have been through certain things, and right now you have a contrite heart, that's a blessed thing. That's a good thing. As it's saying here, I read it again, Isaiah 57 and 15. And then we're going to end off the video. For thus saith the high and lofty one, that inhabiteth eternity, whose name is holy, to dwell in the high and holy place, with him also that is of a contrite and humble spirit. Right. Who got the reward for being contrite and showing a stoic mindset? Ultimately all of them. But right now Yahweh Shai is on the right hand of Yahweh. Right? You people call him God. Yahweh Shai, you people call him Jesus, is on the right hand of God, waiting for his enemies to be placed at his foot as a footstool. So he's got the reward of showing that faith, that contrite and humble spirit, to revive the spirit of the humble, the elect, and to revive the heart of the contrite ones. And for all of us that have been through things or going through something right now, Most High going to revive our spirit, and your Abba Ratazar, we get the crowns, the cherry on top, the reward for showing that stoic spirit, that contrite spirit, and enduring. Again, I'll read this and then we'll end off the video. James chapter 5 and 11 says, behold, we count them happy. So if you're going through something right now, whatever it may be, you're in pain, dealing with your boss at work, dealing with your divided, your wicked demon, woman, whatever it may be, ailments, sicknesses, yeah? Behold, we count them happy which endure, because you're enduring. So most I say, you're happy. Why? Because you know it ain't gonna be forever, man. It's gonna be short-lived. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job. Yeah, we heard of the patience of Job, and we following suit. And have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Kala Yahweh, Bashim Yoshai, the Wada Chiyo, Bashim Yoshai, for giving me the spirit to do this video. We just wanted to go into some of those words there, which back up the original Stoics. All the prophets are the original Stoics on the planet. And they're back here today doing what they was doing back then. Enduring and showing long suffering. And that's what makes us happy. Kala Yahweh. So, shalom to all the sincere Akim. It's on to the next.